Hey there, folks. Welcome back to the Overflow. My name is Micah Curtis.
And I'm Alex Baldwin, and am, am I to understand you're just now seeing Joker? Like that's still
Yeah,
blowing my
I
mind.
just saw Joker yesterday, and it was kind of nice because I got to watch it in an empty theater. And um, I liked it. It was good. I didn't love it.
Fair enough.
It's not quite there for me. It
Hmm.
is a it is a fantastically made film. That's not good grammar, I know, but it's incredibly well put together. I like the story. I think I like the I thought that they nailed Joker in a lot of ways of how I could see, because I'm not big on the idea of giving the Joker a name. I'm not that big on the idea of giving the Joker an origin, aside from it just being kind of loose. But the thing about this that I really enjoyed is there are little things about the character that I think they nail in the same. Joaquin Phoenix. I will say this: Joaquin Phoenix is every bit as good at playing the Joker as Heath Ledger was. Every bit as good. The only difference I think is that Heath Ledger's version has a gallows humor to him that you can find more entertaining, whereas Joaquin Phoenix's version is a lot more grim. And I kind of prefer a dark humor Joker just a touch more, just because that was also how Mark Hamill did it. You whenever Joker is goofing, you kind of hear
Hmm.
that what's the name of the song on the soundtrack? Is it Joker's Favor or something like that, or is it just the theme of the Joker? Da 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 da.
I think that was Joker's favor, but
Yeah, because it's named after an episode that it first debuts on, if I remember right.
hmm
But you hear that in your head, anytime that he's joking around,
hmm
And I almost kind of got that in my head when he was dancing down or onto the stage at the climax of the film, you know. Um, the the thing I liked about it though is they got the violent side of him right, and he does strike me as the type of person that if you were to be nice to him or you were to make him laugh, he wouldn't kill you.
hmm
And they do nail that in this. I won't spoil how, but they do nail that in this. Um, yeah, the thing that I have an issue with is making Alfred and Thomas Wayne dicks. Alfred not so much because Alfred has is being very parental when it comes with Bruce in that scene, and it fits pretty well. But there's some parts of the acting that could have been touched up a little bit more. Alfred always strikes me as the type that even with people that he thinks are strange or suspicious, he would still treat them with a level of kindness prior to, um, being forceful. But at the same time, Hatman made a point off camera that we're also talking about a story that's told from an unreliable narrator.
hmm
So if this is just Joker's perception of how he was treated, then the way that we are seeing things could be completely wrong. Because there are points in the film where you see things and they're completely wrong. So the next thing was, yeah, Thomas Wayne being a dick as well. That's especially the scene in the bathroom. I thought was not that good. Could have been a lot better than what it was. They should have had Thomas Wayne, and this is where I think the director was getting a little too political. Is they had him acting a little too Trumpish, if you get my drift,
hmm
and I don't like that because that's not Thomas Wayne. Thomas Wayne is noted as being a very humble man. So the idea of him maybe misspeaking or being caught on a hot mic or something with the whole, which was basically which was really silly to me because he basically does a parallel to the deplorables comment, which I thought like trying to frame him after Trump is really stupid because that comes across like something Hillary Clinton did. But you know, it's like him being an asshole didn't make a whole lot of sense to me. You know, if he had been calm at first and just basically said, young man, your mother worked for me for a great number of years and I appreciate what she did, but she had problems, a lot of problems, and we had to let her go. When she adopted you, your stepfather was abusive towards you, and she was in complete denial of what was going on. And you kind of give hints as to what he found out and got confirmed in the psychological hospital. And then just his rejection of it causes Joker to get physical, and then Thomas defends himself. Like, that would have made more sense to me. But he would still perceive that as, you know, aggressiveness. And then that's when he drops the line of stay the fuck away from my family. You know, because then there's a level of escalation there. You know, and it kind of seems like, because basically you could still sympathize with Joker there. He just wants to know who his father is. He just wants to know that he is someone and that there's somebody who loves him. That's all he's asking for. He just wants love, and that lack of love is destroying him. You know, and yeah, that could have been done a lot better. But I obviously, because I'm a big fan of the theme that we create our own monsters, I think that's very interesting. That's one thing I like. I also actually like the idea that Joe Chill was one of these protesters, what's basically called an Antifa and Joker masks. That's what they are. Mm-hmm. That instead of him being a mafioso, that's the reason that he shot the Waynes and stole the pearls off of Martha Wayne's necklace. You know, I like that idea. I because it fits the theme, because Joker inadvertently creates the man who will bring him down in Batman. I think that's an interesting take, because they did that in the Tim Burton movie, and that was actually one thing I thought was really interesting. My dad's a big fan of that too, oddly enough. He also was a big fan of Joker's oversized 44. You remember that thing with the super long barrel?
Yeah,
that was pretty cool too. But anyway, but yeah, it's a good movie. You know, it's definitely comic book meets Oscar bait in a lot of ways, but I wouldn't put it above The Dark Knight. I would not. I think The Dark Knight, in every single way, is a better film than this is. Everything is better. The acting, everything. Joaquin Phoenix stands out a lot in this because he is a phenomenal actor. He's incredible. The others, Robert De Niro is good, but he's Robert fucking De Niro, you know, and he's kind of just being Robert De Niro as himself in a lot of ways. Like, he's not, the role that he's taking is not much of a stretch because Robert De Niro could be a late night TV host if you wanted him to be, and if there was enough money in it for him, because he's legitimately a funny guy, you know, and has a great sense of humor, even though he's kind of a dick. You know, but that basically is Robert De Niro playing Robert De Niro as Robert De Niro in a lot of ways. The other performances I didn't really find to be that compelling, but then again, it's a character study. Whereas in a movie like The Dark Knight, everybody's got to be on their A game, and they were. So people are probably going to think I'm crazy for that, but go back and watch The Dark Knight, and you'll realize how good it is. And there's a reason that Heath Ledger won an Oscar, but I will say Joaquin Phoenix deserves an Oscar for this role too. You know, the Joker is one of the, if not the best comic book villains of all time. And definitely one of the most intriguing because of the mental element of the character. But yeah, I wouldn't put it with Dark Knight, but I would, you know, there's a part of me that wishes that there was some way to continue the Nolan version of Batman and just bring back Joaquin Phoenix as Joker, but as the Ledger version, if that makes any sense. Like he could do it, rather easily. So, but then again, I'm very attached to Bale as Batman. I still think he's the best. I don't think anybody comes close to him. Too well-rounded. Not to mention this is going to catch me some flack too. He is just a better actor than Michael Keaton is. And Michael Keaton's good too. But Bale is amazing. So, enough ranting for me. That's my thoughts on Joker. Let's go ahead and get into this. Hatman, politics or entertainment?
Let's start politics again.
Okay. Let's get the Epstein stuff out of the way. Thoughts on the Jeffrey Epstein memes from Ultimate Agent? Hilarious.
They're great.
Yep. Autis
They're
Whisper.
great, and I don't see them. I don't see them going away anytime soon.
Oh, definitely not. Autis Whisper wants to know thoughts on Prince Andrew's interview and the grilling towards his association with Jeffrey Epstein. I did not see this. Hatman, what happened?
So he had an interview and he got grilled about the Epstein thing. He tried to deny it, and he has since, or Buckingham Palace has since put out an announcement saying that he was going to reduce his public life.
Ooh.
Since then. So, yeah, he fucked up. He fucked up.
Well, there you go. I can't really say anything about it because I didn't see it. So I don't really care that much about the royal family because I hate kings. I already have a king. It's God, Mm-hmm. I don't need another one. And if another one tried to reign, I'd be the first person to start the revolution. So get that shit out of here. Yeah, I actually had a discussion with a person who said he was a monarchist once. He's like, what would you do if we installed the king? I'm like, I'd shoot him in the head. There's a part of me, I would never strangle the last king with the entrails of the last priest, but I'd be tempted to take the priest too.
Mm-hmm.
Humans are not meant to have that much authority. Okay, Kalebach asks, and we've answered this before, so we're going to answer it again quickly. Favorite founding father?
Washington.
Jefferson.
Fair enough.
Alpha Incel asks, opinion on the Harry Dunn case? Harry Dunn.
I'm not familiar with that at all.
Is that the guy that they're making the movie about? If it is, then yes, I do have an opinion on this. No.
Oh no, that's the one with the wife of the wife who claimed diplomatic immunity.
Yeah.
Even though her husband was the government employee, we've talked about this. It's bullshit, and she needs to be fucking extradited.
Yeah, exactly. Leonardo Juan asks, why do so many celebrities want to preach their liberal nonsense like Chris Evans and Seth MacFarlane? The same reason anybody else does. I think part of it's virtue signaling. I think part of it is they're just not happy that they didn't get their way. Hollywood people are very entitled. And then, wow, these were pretty short answers. Brian Gilmartin asks, and one thing, guys, a lot of you have asked these questions before.
Yeah.
Brian Gilmartin asks, why is Nazism hated but not communism when they're literally the same beast in different rhetoric? Well, we've answered this one too, but I think this one deserves a little bit more discussion. So, Nazism is, in a way, something that everybody can agree on.
Yeah.
It's the biggest scalp we took in war, if you think about it. It is the Axis powers. We utterly defeated them in war. All three fronts. All of them fell. And fell bad. Not to mention, it was an ideological victory for the United States when you think about it. Because it was everything the United States stood for. Freedom, and so on and so forth, and liberty against true tyranny in Hitler. That's why I say to the Groypers all the time, it's like, why won't you debate our ideas? I'm like, your ideas lost the debate in 1945.
Mm-hmm.
Your ideas started a war, and you lost.
Mm-hmm.
The superior ideas created the superior nation, and the superior nation beat you. That's the end of the story. Like there's nothing left to say there. So, liberty is superior. Full stop. But with communism, there's a few factors that you have to think of here in the West. First is the education level. One book that I recommend to everyone is the book that Vox Day ripped off with SJWs Always Lie, is Righteous Indignation by Andrew Breitbart. Tells you a lot about the media, but he goes very in depth on the Frankfurt School and its origins. Basic idea is that they were people who are far left, some communists, not all of them, but many of whom were sympathetic. And their whole goal was cultural Marxism.
Yes.
That was their term for it, by the way. It's cultural Marxism. The idea being that taking Marx and his ideas and applying them to the culture and changing it, forever. And in the academic sense, they succeeded in a lot of ways. It's why so many colleges are flooded with it. So that's one thing to consider. Another thing to consider is a lot of the people who are attracted to communist ideas are not thinkers, in a sense. Like, their personality type is not the analytical type. If you'll notice, if you speak to other conservatives or libertarians, they're very analytical. They're very, very, very just the facts, man. That's sort of their thing. People who are on the left usually have a personality type where they're much more emotional, and they are much more attuned to emotional arguments. I had a long argument with an old girlfriend of mine named Morgan. She was a teacher. She was liberal. She wasn't a leftist, but she was more liberal. I'm obviously much more conservative. And I remember what I cooked for dinner that night. It was taco night. And so we were talking about Obama because the election was coming up. Romney was leading in the primaries, da-da-da-da-da. And she asked me who I was going to vote for. And who did I vote for in 2008? And I said, well, I voted for McCain, and I'm going to vote for Romney, even though I don't like him that much. And she goes, why wouldn't you vote for Obama? I'm like, well, first off, I think he's useless. Second, I think that his policy prescriptions are crap, and they're going to emotionally cripple this nation. And third, he and basically I made all of these logical arguments against his policies, which were too left-leaning. And a lot of what she told me of why she voted for him was completely emotional. First black president, da-da-da-da-da, like those appeals. Like, it shows how far we've come. And that is basically a big part of it. And that goes into it. Communism promises heaven on earth.
Mm-hmm.
Where you're basically land of milk and honey and all that other stuff. And that's not going to happen. The earth sucks. You're going to have to work. And I pulled from Genesis on her. I'm like, we're going to always labor. There's not going to be a world where everything is provided for us by other people with their own agendas and with their own ideas and with their own selfishness. I'm like, there is no way that will ever happen in any society. It will always be the elites will try to dominate the little guy. The difference between a capitalist system and a communist system, though, is that a capitalist system is the elites earn their money. They have to. And to stay at the top of the social ladder, they have to continue to earn. If they don't continue to earn, they can fall flat. It's harder for a king to fall. It's harder for, a career politician to fall. You know, it's much harder, as we've noticed. So, yeah, that's my general thoughts on that. Is that it's a lot of it has to do with people's personalities, wanting this heaven on earth to happen, and a lot of it has to do with the Frankfurt School and its infiltration into academia.
Mm-hmm.
Hatman, is there anything that you want to add on that?
I think you've basically nailed it. I would go back, just going back to the initial just hatred of Nazism. I think part of the reason why is because we've seen directly the atrocities that the Nazis caused. Like we've seen throughout fucking the education system, I would say. There is no history unit, well, American history, world history, what have you, Western civilization. There's no unit that overlooks or downplays the Holocaust.
Yeah.
And they show it in graphic fucking detail. To this day, I have not heard of a course that talks about how the Soviet Union was responsible for multiple famines, how the Great Leap Forward in China killed millions of people, and we certainly haven't seen any photos of it like that. You don't see pictures of gulags as regularly as fucking Auschwitz. It's one of those things where I think the reason why Nazism is hated in a way that communism is not is because we have seen with our eyes the end result of Nazism to the point where it's just become a common thing. Like, that's what we associate it with. We haven't seen that with communism, at least not as commonly. It's just one of those things where we just have the numbers and the statistics as opposed to pictures of people who are literal skin and bones.
Yeah.
It's a lot. It draws a lot stronger of a reaction.
Yeah.
So post pictures of gulags. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. Yeah, because you get a lot of guys that will downplay communism. I've noticed. You know, Kyle Kalinske does.
Mm-hmm.
Cenk Uygur does. You know,
Mm-hmm.
anybody in the associated with the Young Turks does. Or who was like what's his name? David Pakman downplays it all the time.
Yeah.
But he's a socialist, so I'm not surprised.
Yeah, he took a hard turn to the left in the last 5 years, so.
Yeah. And then that Majority Report guy, Sam Cedar, downplays it all the time.
Oh, God.
He's a piece of shit.
Fucking. That's one thing that.
There's very few people that I will, like, out and out call a piece of shit.
Yeah.
He's a piece of shit.
Yeah. And fucking internet lefties nowadays, that's like their go-to meme. Debate Sam Cedar. Like, fuck you.
Debate. He'll mute your microphone all the time so he can get words in and you can't. Sargon exposed him.
Mm-hmm.
He's a piece of shit. He's dishonest. He's a propagandist. Fuck him. So, yeah.
Fuck him?
Yeah, fuck him.
Fuck him.
All right, let's move on to entertainment. Oh, and I also forgot to mention, it's like the biggest terrorists that we have domestically right now are neo-Nazi alt-righters and communists. That's one thing I find interesting about all this.
Don't ever forget about Weather Underground.
Yeah. Well, I'm just talking about right now.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because we've had several shooters, mass shooters, that are alt-righters, and we've had all the violence from Antifa. So Nazis and communists all over again. And we need to fight them because they are here at home.
Yes.
You know, so one thing I would say to you guys is elect people who are going to put pressure on them, on local law enforcement. We need to snuff these guys out. They need to be stopped. So... It wouldn't
Extremism
surprise
breeds
me.
extremism. And
It
you
wouldn't
can't fight
surprise
danger.
me if part of the reason that Nick Fuentes has not gotten banned from YouTube, because he's so disobeyed all of their terms of service at this point.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
like one of them is Holocaust denial. Like the thing that we all had to say okay to said if you deny the Holocaust, basically you're out.
Mm-hmm.
So it wouldn't surprise me if the reason that they haven't banned him is the bureau's looking at him.
Quite possibly. Either that or the conspiracy theories would say something along the lines of it's a honeypot thing. They're trying to find out who's linked to him, who's getting recommended based off of him,
Yeah.
and then hit them too.
Yep. It happens. Because the fact of the matter, like, we've seen Fuentes make excuses for these alt-right shooters. So, yeah. He's a piece of shit, too.
Yeah, fuck Fuentes.
And he's 5'4".
He's a fucking manlet.
He's a manlet. Like, if,
He's
any,
a manlet
if anybody...
that thinks he is holier than thou.
If you,
It's the
like,
best
no,
fucking thing.
I'm being dead serious here when I say this. If you get into a conflict with a Groiper that is a giant fanboy of his, remind them that Nick Fuentes is really short. They will get fucking pissed. They're
Hey,
always
Micah,
tiny. I'm being dead serious.
Fight Fuentes?
What?
Would you fight Fuentes?
Would I fight him?
Yeah, would you fight him?
Would you call it a fight?
I mean, if just like sticking your arm out,
so
like
if he
just
took a swing
put a
at me,
hand
what
on
would
his
I do?
head.
If he took a swing at me, I would embarrass him. I would, like, it would be bad because
Say
I
5'4".
I don't think I would punch him. Yeah, the 5'4", I am 10 inches taller than him.
Literally, you just have to like stick a hand on his head and just stop him from
Yeah,
swinging.
because again, this is something that needs mentioning, and Hatman can attest to this. I tower over Sargon.
Yes.
I tower over
Yes.
Tommy Sotomayor. You know, like, I'm a really, really huge guy. So, if Nick Fuentes ever took a swing at me, like, it would be man gets bludgeoned by gorilla. Like, it would be bad.
Harambe lives.
It would be very bad because, like I said, I would embarrass him. I would do things to him that would be just humiliating publicly. You know, one thing that I did when I was a bouncer is I would put people in a hammerlock and literally spin them around in it and just like march them by their own arm, like in a circle over and over again until they got dizzy. Then I'd march them outside. Like, I would do stuff like that. Or there's one guy, I scruffed him like a puppy. Like, I grabbed him by the back of his neck and just marched him out of the hotel. You know, letting his head hit the door on the way out. Like, that's the sort of stuff I did as a bouncer. So, and keep in mind, I did it to guys bigger than Nick Fuentes. Like, it would be bad. It would be embarrassing for him. I'd feel bad for him afterwards, and that's hard to say. But it'd be Tuesday for me. Bouncing sucked. I've said that, I think. Bouncing was not a fun job. Like, it's not... Fighting can be fun as a sport. Mm-hmm. Bouncing sucks. Because people fight dirty. They'll aim for your testicles. They'll aim for your throat. They'll aim for your eyes. I had one guy try
drunk too.
I had one guy try to fish hook me, and I bit him.
Jesus.
So yeah, a dude, like, I was talking to his friend and I'm telling him he has to leave. The other dude literally does this to me and starts pulling on my mouth, and I just bit him as hard as I could. So, drunk people are stupid. All right, let's move on to entertainment. Ontus Whisperer wants to know thoughts on sleeping giants trying to take down one angry gamer. Haven't heard about this one. Billy's another guy who went in Groiper. He's a fucking idiot now.
Yeah, Billy fucking went. He unironically posted links to the fucking Daily Stormer.
Yeah, he's a piece of shit too. Gamer.
Yeah, like, as much as I fucking hate sleeping giants and them, fucking, I cannot take one Angry Gamer's side on this.
Yeah.
Like, they are... No. Mm-mm.
Yeah, and
I
Billy,
can't.
if you're watching this, you're a piece of shit.
Yeah, what the fuck happened, man? Like, seriously, what in the fuck happened?
He spent too long at his fucking computer. He didn't go interact with real people. It's what always happens.
One who fights monsters.
Yeah.
One who fights monsters.
All right. Kale Bach asks, "Fuck, marry, kill, Jedi, Mandalorians, Jawas. Also, robots can't laugh." No. Again, Voight Kampf test. If we hit a donation goal, just saying. We're gonna do that again this Saturday. We're gonna do that. If we hit the donation goal, Hatman is taking the Voight Comp test. We're gonna start doing that more often, just so you guys know. Like, we're gonna start having donation goals, just so we can start affording new equipment and stuff like that. And we'll do fun stuff for you.
I need a new damn microphone. I don't know if y'all can see it if I bring it over. Actually, yeah, you can. Look at this. It's empty. This is where a microphone would be if I had one.
Exactly. So, yeah, like, we want to start doing that, and we'll do fun stuff for you. We'll react to trailers or cringe, or, you know, Hatman will do the Voight Comp test.
I will not eat my own hat.
Yeah, he will not eat his own hat. But, and I will not eat pineapple pizza ever again.
No.
I literally almost threw up.
Things that make us literally sick, I'd rather not. But then again, we've done some crazy shit. Like, I ate fucking alleged possum pate.
I do remember that. That was a while ago.
That was disgusting. But that was for a donation goal.
Yeah. So we want to bring that back. But anyway, so, like, who would I get rid of? Who would I have sex with? And, like, who would I marry? Well, that's the thing. Like, of the three that you've given me, the only two that can be human or something with, like, a vagina are the Mandalorians and the Jedi, so I have to kill the Jawas, so fuck you! I'm not answering.
Well, in the order, yeah. Fuck the Jedi, marry the Mandalorian, kill the Jawas. I love that scene now. I love that scene.
Fuck you.
It's so funny. I honestly want to see somebody fucking doing it with Ewoks now. I want to see somebody CG some Ewoks in there, and I want to see that same scene. And y'all know how much I love Ewoks, but that would probably be one of the funniest fucking things in the entire world.
Anyway, here's my real question. Is it degenerate that I want to have sex with a Twi'lek?
No.
Just to see
not
what
in the
it's
slightest.
like?
No, not in the slightest. Is it bad that I know at least two very attractive Twi'lek cosplayers?
Well, I would expect that would be the case. Like, that's like the one race that's cosplayed the most when it comes to Star Wars.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I don't know if...
I won't lie, dude. If I was at a convention and a Twi'lek cosplayer came up to me and she said, "I am completely painted, just so you know," I would be tempted. I'd be like, you know, I kind of want to know what this is like. Just saying.
Let me see if I can find hers.
Like, there's just something weird and exotic about their look in the Togruta, which is Ahsoka Tano. That was one thing that was kind of awkward, though, in Rebels, is, like, they went out of their way to make Ahsoka very, very attractive as a woman, as a grown woman, and it felt really, really weird. I'm like, but I saw her as a kid. This is not right. You know, something just feels wrong here.
Damn. I can't fucking find it. Hell, she might have deleted the pictures, but oh well. I know one of them went to Dragon Con and had one of her fucking pictures put up on Reddit, and it got infinite fucking bazillion votes.
Of course.
But I can't find it now, so.
But no, like that. I hate to admit it, but I would be very tempted. Just as like some hot chick comes up to me, she's full body paint as a Twi'lek, like all the way, and she's like,
"Oh shit!"
She's like, "Yeah, let's do it." I would,
right, I found it.
I would just sit there for a minute and go, "Is it worth
this one?" Probably yes.
Oh damn, she is cute.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would be sitting there going, this might be worth it for just telling people I had sex with a Twi'lek once. Like that. I mean, why the fuck not? You know? Like that's just one thing I just thought to myself one day. I'm like, but here's the real question. If you have sex with somebody who is cosplaying as a Cathar, are you a furry?
I don't know, man.
Like that's the real question. Like that's one thing that I'm not completely sure on. Because I noticed in the Old Republic, they go out of their way so that you can make very attractive cat people. So I'm not quite sure what to think on that one. Anyway, this has been Jedi Sex Ed with Micah and the Hatman.
Well, we may have found the episode title.
Oh, yeah. Okay, favorite rivalry in fiction from Leonardo Juan. That's a good question. Well, I for me, I would have to say Spider-Man and Venom.
That's a good one. I think I might one-up that with Charles Xavier and Eric Lyncher.
There you go.
Because that one, you want to believe that there's clear sides to take, but not really.
Yeah, especially with the current books.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Crystal Hydra wants to know, for D&D, I've made Dragonborn Barbarian Berserker named Lockjaw based on Grimlock. Want to give him spines along his back and tail like Godzilla. Can I give him spines? Does the handbook say you can't? If not, fuck it. Do it, man.
I don't
It's your character.
I don't know, man. I'm not a fucking DM.
Alpha Incel asks, what's your thoughts on the current state of Obsidian Entertainment? Apparently PoE 2 didn't sell well, and Grounded looks woke. I suspect infiltration. I don't know about all
They
that.
got bought out by Microsoft, didn't they?
Yeah, they got bought out by Microsoft. And I don't know. I don't really... Like I said, the Outer Worlds didn't really hook me like other games have. You know? So, they're just not themselves without Chris Avellone there. Meanwhile, Jedi Fallen Order was amazing.
There you go.
So, and no, they didn't bitch out Vader for anybody. Like, no, that didn't happen. I played all the way through the game. That's not true. If anybody tells you it's not true, call them a liar. Or tells you it's true, call them a liar. Or
So more like Rogue One Vader?
yeah, actually. Like, the only thing you can do is run away. You can't fight him.
Sweet.
Yeah, he is Darth Vader. Completely. He does not run for you. He just walks He's fucking frightening. They treat him like a slasher villain. Like it's crazy. All you can do is get away, and that's how you get away from him. Is you just run away. So
I heard they didn't use the right voice actor for him though.
no, it's a different. It's not James Earl Jones.
Well, no, not James Earl Jones.
It's not the guy who did Chad Vader either. No, it's somebody else.
Yeah, that's the dude who they got, because that was the dude from Force Unleashed, I believe.
Yeah, he only has like 3 lines.
Yeah. Well, that's fair. Only got 3 lines. Honestly, you just need Vader's presence.
Yeah,
so.
when I saw him, I was like, "Oh no, fuck!" Like it's scary because it's not like you're Revan in that game. If I was Revan, I would fuck him up. But you're just like a little guy. You're not even as good as Ahsoka, honestly. Like, you're not even on par with her as a Jedi. Like, you're nowhere near someone like an Anakin or an Obi-Wan. Nowhere near it. So, that's the scary part. You're just like, I don't have the ability to take this guy. Heck, I don't even think Kyle could take Vader. Kyle Katarn. I don't think even Kyle could do it. And he's very good. You know? Well, now he doesn't exist. But
he will again someday, I swear. They'll put him back in canon somewhere. They'll do it. I think Mara Jade is gone forever though, which still irks me.
And nobody's happy with the leaks coming out of the next movie either. Here's something that's really weird though. I played Battlefront 2, the new one. The co-op mode is a lot of fun. And they took out all the loot boxes. There is no pay to get anything now. It feels very old school. And that's kind of what I like about it. It really feels like the original Battlefront 2 now. Just with a graphics upgrade.
I don't think I'd get it still.
Yeah. The coolest thing though is whenever you're like working with a bunch of dudes against the AI and you're playing as a Jedi character, because you're just sitting there blocking, deflecting laser blasts and slowly marching forward as they're behind you, just firing blasters. It's pretty, it feels good, you know? The only problem is the co-op mode doesn't have any big vehicle maps as of right now, which sucks. Because I want that feeling like in the last game, like on Hoth, where you felt the scale whenever those giant AT-AT feet would come down, you know? Because I played that on my PC, but I had my PC hooked into my TV with the surround sound, and whenever that foot would land, just be boom. So, anyway, Swordsman 100 asks, if YouTube gets rid of everyone that doesn't make him money, will you including you, will you move to BitChute? No, I would rather just be fan funded here on YouTube. New channel. Here's the thing. BitChute has no answers. Like here's the thing. You would have to assume that BitChute, that everybody who is subscribed to me now would move to BitChute. Because I made the assumption that everybody who was subscribed to me was going to move to VidMe. I barely got 15 views whenever I would upload. Everybody's like, "Oh, upload to VidMe, you'll get an audience there." I never did. Because by the time I did it, Sargon was there, Styx was there, Razorfist was there, and they were the ones who were getting promoted on the front page because they were getting all those views. And the little guys got completely drowned out. And with BitChute, it would be the exact same fucking thing. You get drowned out by the big dudes. There's no audience there. There's no giant potential for more audience. It's not there.
Well, there's no base there.
Yeah.
It's like you'd be marketing to a demographic that is a fraction of a fraction of what you're hitting now.
Yeah, like people constantly say, "Oh, move to BitChute." No, there's nobody there.
How many subscribers do you have on the main channel now?
19,000.
Okay. There's no way in hell BitChute. There's no way in hell those 19,000 subscribers also have a BitChute account.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't even think like 10% of them
Yeah. And
would have a
guys,
BitChute
think of it
account.
this way. I already tried to get people to migrate to a different platform on Twitch too.
Yeah,
Nobody came.
yeah. People don't like, because it's part of change. People don't like change.
Yeah.
They like what they're familiar with.
I've been
If the
down this road
creator gets
before.
kicked off of YouTube, then oh well, that's
Yeah,
sad.
I'm not Maximilian or PewDiePie or Markiplier or something like that where I can just
Yeah,
create an account on another platform and people will follow me. I'm not that kind of a name.
yeah, Ninja or
Yeah,
whoever.
it's not
Like,
a big deal if I go from one place to the other. People are just going to be apathetic and not care. And that's something I'm struggling with constantly with getting people just to watch again, you know? So that's something you got to keep in mind here. Which we're getting that. Views are starting to go back up, engagement's starting to go back up, you know? But people are starting to realize that the reason that channels fail is because people become apathetic, they stop commenting, they stop hitting the like button, you know, and then they wonder why they're not showing up in their subscription box. It's like you don't care. So, or at least YouTube is assuming you don't, I should say. All right, Brian Gilmartin says, how would you remake the original Say Your Master System Phantasy Star game with today's tech? I can't say. I didn't play the original Phantasy Star.
I didn't play the original. I played Phantasy Star Online.
Yeah.
If I could do that with today's tech, actually, I believe they did a Phantasy Star remake. Or they're doing one. I think that was for the Switch. Oh yeah, Phantasy Star Online Switch. Or this online too. Yeah, so no need because they've pretty much already done it. Oops.
Yep. So yeah. Well, that's the last question.
That's it. Wow, really?
Yeah. Well, a lot of these were repeats, so we kind of ranted a bit.
True. Yeah. Blow right through them, and we answered a number of questions on the show too.
Yep. So, yeah, I think that's really about all there is to say about that. Other than that, Englewood, of course, is still up to be backed. Link in the description for that. Another thing that people have said for a while is that I should open Subscribestar. Now you got no excuses. I opened it. So, if you want to migrate to Patreon from there, from Patreon to there, or what have you, it's open for you. What we're also going to start doing is I'm going to start doing an exclusive member stream once a month, probably the first week of every month. The next one will be on December the 3rd, which is a Tuesday. Basically, the link will go out to everybody who is in the Discord channel that is giving $5 or more a month. So if you are a patron currently, you just give the $1 to be in Discord. Consider upgrading because that's how you're going to see that stream. People who are in Subscribestar get it because there's only one tier with Subscribestar. And then if you're a channel member at $5 or more, you're going to have access to it. So we'll be opening the VIP lounge in December for that specific purpose for people who have given that much money to be able to be in there. So I will actually be messaging patrons who have that tier again to make sure that I have their Discord name so I can go ahead and get them added in case that their patron name does not match. So if that's something you want to be a part of, please do consider it. Link will be in the description for that as well. Hatman, any final words?
Holy fuck, Thanksgiving is next week.
Yes, it is. So Overflow might come out on Thanksgiving. Interesting. Gobble gobble. As you've noticed, we're not putting the Christmas shit up yet.
No, because, we wait till December. Like normal people.
Exactly.
Like cultured people. Not like fucking mongoloids.
Exactly.
Remember the lessons that were taught to you in Nightmare Before Christmas. Don't rush into Christmas from Halloween, you fuckers.
Exactly. Alrighty, folks. We are going to take off. So, my name is Micah Curtis.
And I'm Alex Baldwin. Good luck out there on Black Friday.
Amen to that. We'll see you guys next week. Deus Volt.
Deus Volt.